Hi, Cardinals. Steve Crawford here. Welcome to this episode of Inside the Nest, your behind-the-scenes look at all things Otterbein. Today, I am joined by Sam Jaeger. Sam was a theater major, and he's now an actor living in Los Angeles. Sam has a long list of credits, professional credits to his name, that include The Handmaid's Tale, The Politician, and on the silver screen, American Sniper. Sam, thank you so much for joining me today.
Great to be here, Steve. Thanks.
So, Sam, you have had an incredible career as an actor on television and in film. Do you have anything that's in development right now?
Well, we're working on season 4 of The Handmaid's Tale. So I'm up here in Toronto just past my second round of quarantine. I came up in October, and so I did 2 weeks of quarantine for about 3 or 4 days work, and then went back to be with my family and did it all over again up until last week. So working during COVID is complicated for everybody, but I'm glad to have a job like this and one that I'm proud of. And the people here are so professional and had this whole quarantine thing really locked down. So it's good to be a part of.
Great. Well, can you tell us a little bit about the role you're playing on The Handmaid's Tale?
Sure. I play a character named Mark Tuello, who's one of the few Americans in The Handmaid's Tale. I don't know if you're aware of it, but the whole story is about this Gilead, this new government kind of taking over and tearing down the United States from within. And I play one of the few good guys on the show who's trying to get people to defect to what's left of the United States, which I believe is only Hawaii and Alaska or something like that in our story. So, he's a smart diplomat. He's very by the book, but he does a lot to try and get inside of Gilead and pull some characters out to try and expose all the corruption within.
Do you have other directing projects in the works or producing projects in the works?
Yeah, I'm working on 3 different feature films right now to direct, and I'm in various processes of writing.
I look forward to the first or to the next Sam Jaeger direction. So please keep us posted, because I can't wait to see it myself.
I will. It's funny because Otterbein played a large role in my first feature film, Take Me Home. It was a film about a woman who gets into a cab and drives across the United States. And we shot a big chunk of it in Ohio. Once I realized that I wanted to shoot the entire United States, and we shot across 13 different states on our way from New York out to Los Angeles. And we put my crew up at Otterbein in the Commons. So we shot in Ohio for about a week and a half and got all the Midwest scenes. And so that was, Ohio, Otterbein was really warm and supportive and really helped me make that happen. So I'm grateful to Otterbein for that first experience.
Sam, did you always want to be an actor?
Pretty early on. You have dreams as a kid, and then you don't really think about what you want to do with the rest of your life. But when I saw Dead Poet Society, and I think I was in 7th or 8th grade, I walked out of the movie theater with my 2 closest friends at the time, and I said, that's what I want to do with my life. And luckily, Larry Filson, who was my friend, but also he was an adult. He was a mentor to myself and so many other kids in Perrysburg, Ohio. He just said, yeah, you will be. And that's all the reinforcement I needed at that time. So I started auditioning for drama club and I did a lot of theater in high school. And thankfully I had parents who, though they may have been concerned that I was choosing such a hapless career, just saw that it brought me joy and that I was capable of doing it, that I had a good work ethic, and did nothing but support me. And It's funny, Steve. I was thinking um, when I was younger, when I was in high school, and I knew I wanted to be an actor. I used to think, man, it's. I really wish I were more damaged. You know, these damaged actors, they just have this level of depth that I can't cull from. I don't have the trauma that they did. And growing up now, I realize what a blessing that is. Because not only am I happier having a great childhood and loving parents and a loving family, but I'm able to get specific with the work, and I don't have hangups. When I approach something, I don't look at something and I try to embrace the character I'm looking at uh, with a full heart. And I think that's only possible because I had people in my life that loved me openly, that communicated that love. And so I don't have the damage that may keep me from um, really fully understanding the characters that I get to play.
Again, Sam, we're trying to get a little bit of inside the nest, kind of insider's perspective on this. So, for those of us unfamiliar with the entertainment industry, can you give us some insights into what television production is like? Everything from
Yeah,
casting to the first read to shooting, post production, just kind of any insights into that world.
sure. Well, I was able to come at it from my first experience with it was through Otterbein. Being an intern at ABC in New York, I was able to see all these great actors coming in, and we had Broadway actors come in for these auditions, and I got to see how uh, talent didn't mean you got the role. There was people that the certain type, um, and that helped alleviate. You know, it kept my sense of self worth intact because I saw how people could be incredible actors, but just not right for the role. And I through that eventually at Otter, as an ABC reader, I eventually got work. I got an agent through them because I showed up to work and worked really well and didn't try to nudge them. But eventually somebody there said, you're really good at this. I'm going to send you out to some agents and tell them you got really close on a role, which you didn't and didn't even audition for. And, and then I got to go out and start the audition process. And, um, I guess I'll talk about the film world and the TV world as an actor first, and then expand it to what happens on set. So my bread and butter is really accepting rejection. That's that's my main job. The reward I get for accepting rejection over and over and over again is eventually I get to act.
Kind of fundamentally, what's kind of the big difference between TV production versus film production?
Is pretty large. There's luxury in film that there's not in television. Now, a lot of the films I've done are indie films, so there's not as much luxury of time or location or whatever. But in general on bigger productions, they're trying to shoot very very few pages per day. And by pages, I mean one page of the script is equivalent to about 1 minute on screen. So a typical film will shoot. Yeah, we're going to shoot 2-3 pages a day. On Parenthood, we would shoot about 6 or 7 pages a day, and we move really fast on Parenthood. So there's less prep time, and there's less discussion, and a lot of times in television production, everything just moves faster. It is so hard to get. It's a miracle that anything gets made. Period. Anything. And that you can do something that is actually viewable, that has a story that moves people. That's a miracle.
Thinking back to your time at Otterbein, were there any faculty or staff that truly shaped your experience as a student?
They all did in some way. Uh, for me, Ed Vaughn was able to simplify acting for me, and I learned so much in working with him Uh, and one of the pieces that I take with me is he told me, acting is easy. You just figure out what you need, and you don't stop until you get it. You know, in the scene. And I always think about, that works not only as an actor but also as a storyteller. If you have a scene that has no need, you don't need the scene. And people should be striving in whatever way to get what they want in every scene.
If we were in a room filled with Otterbein theater students, would you have any specific advice for them right now?
Yeah, my advice for students um, is take an interest in the stories that you love. Why do you love them? What was the story that you learned at 13 that made you realize that this was something you wanted to do? And I bet that's part of a genre. I bet that had a director. And I bet that convinced you and moved you in ways that you don't quite realize. So study that.
I just want to end with one last question. You
Yeah.
obviously are a parenting expert. You did play Joel Graham on Parenthood for 6 seasons. Plus, you and Amber have a family yourself. Do you have any advice for the moms and dads who are working right now during COVID times with homeschooling and remote work? Again, what advice do you have for those moms and dads out there?
Trying to remind yourself that you're still in love, that there was a reason, and that this too shall pass. So, and trying to find the joy in any part of this is so hard, so hard. We just celebrated Thanksgiving, and giving gratitude, being grateful for things is one of the most important things we can do as human beings. And being grateful for whatever this experience is, whatever it can show us. I think that's really worth investigating and taking some time with, and taking long walks and huge deep breaths.
Sam, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate all of the insights you offered to all of us here in the Cardinal Nation. So thank you, and best wishes as you wrap up this next season of Handmaid's Tale.
Thanks, Steve. I appreciate this time. It's been great spending time talking to you, and I have so many great memories from Otterbein. So I love my time there, and I'm so grateful for that too.
Well, Cardinals, if you have an idea for a future episode of Inside the Nest, please email me at crawford2@otterbein.edu. So thanks again to Sam and to Cardinals for watching. Thank you so much. Until next time.